body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening, for the end of our theme week of Island Horror, I decided to bring you, what's the name of the film? Cold Skin. Completely, whoa, great start. Yeah, Cold Skin. So we have this, it's kind of set maybe 100 years ago, something like that, maybe around First World War or something, maybe. We have a meteorologist, an English guy. He's there to kind of do weather forecasts and like kind of track the weather and everything. And he's there on this island to take the place of the previous one. So they have like shifts. But they can't find him on the island anywhere. The only other inhabitant is a lighthouse worker. Kind of very strange guy, Gruner. Yeah, he's he actually says that he kind of did one that the weather guy died, typhoid or something like that. The body's not there because he was swimming in the sea and perished. So yeah, the guys that brought the new weather guy doesn't have a name. They're like, you should probably come back with us. This guy probably killed him, but he wants to stay. He's chosen to do this work. He wants some solace, some time alone to reflect on things. And he's like, stick me on an island for a year. That should do the trick. So he ends up staying. Gruner goes off into his weirdly fortified lighthouse that has all these like sharp sticks and everything sticking up from it. So the guy might have a few issues. And so our guy, weather guy, that English guy, goes into his cabin, and he's attacked by these creatures. He's like, what the hell is going on? But he manages to get through the night, and the next day he's shouting to Gruner. He's like, look, I need some help. You got to let me in. There's these creatures out here. Gruner doesn't give a shit. So the next night comes, and it's a bigger, more ferocious attack. He finds a rifle, he's firing at them, and ends up having to set fire to his cabin, which destroys his cabin. And then he's like desperate. But Gruner's out. He sees him outside, and so they start talking, and he's like, look, I have coffee, I have ammunition. And he's like, okay, you can come in the lighthouse. But there's another attack that night in the lighthouse, and Gruner's kind of pissed off because he can't really defend himself very well. He names him friend. Oh, and he actually has a captive, one of these creatures, a female one. And he's kind of basically training it like a dog that he has sex with, which is kind of like a little bit weird, just a little bit. Yeah, so he has sex, he uses this creature, he abuses this creature kind of thing. It's like, it's my pet, I do what I want with it. These creatures are very humanoid. They're very, very humanoid, but they're like cold skin, obviously. They live in the water, but they can live on land as well. And they have like grey skin and scales and stuff like that. But they're very obvious male and female. And yeah, so he gets pissed off. So the next night there's another attack that he can't defend himself very well. He had to do it all on his own, so he shuts him outside at the top of the lighthouse. But obviously these creatures can scale up. And then in the morning he wakes up, Gruner, and it's like, okay. So the guy, he's named him Friend. It's like, oh, let's see if Friend's alive. And he's there, covered in blood. He's obviously been fighting all night, and it's like, yeah, you did well. You managed to survive. And yeah, so they're coming up with these plans on like, well, Friend is, Gruner's just kind of, this is his day to day, but Friend is kind of like, we need to kind of figure out how to get away. And he starts befriending the creature. And they're on this beach together, and they see this like rowboat, and he's like, maybe we can escape the island. And Gruner's like, it's too small, we can't escape, we can't get far enough away, the creatures will get us. That's what happened to this guy before from this shipwreck, but the boat's still here. But he said like that the guy had some dynamite, but it was no good. I couldn't use it, and so this friend is like, well, maybe there's dynamite on the shipwreck, and this gets Gruner thinking. But he doesn't want to do anything at the start. But then he sees like friend and the creature kind of friendly swimming together, and he gets jealous. Even though it's his pet, he's got this jealousy. He's kind of a bit nuts, this Gruner guy, and he says that he actually has one of these old diving suits that was from the stuff that got washed up in this boat that washed up. So they go out to this shipwreck, and so it's really cool how all this is filmed. It looks really cool. The island location is great in this like big lighthouse, and obviously this bit's CGI'd underwater and that, but it looks really cool. While he's collecting the dynamite, he finds it. He sees the younglings playing of these other creatures, and he's kind of starts to get him thinking about stuff because he sees that they're playing, and he's like, kind of, should we be slaughtering them? But like they're trying to slaughter us. And anyway, so they get this dynamite, and it's good enough to use in that they set this trap where it's going to blow up. Kind of friends out there trying to set stuff up. Then they come, and Gruner's trying to blow it up. He doesn't set the fuse properly, so friend goes up, sets it all up. Then Gruner sets another one off. Huge explosions. They get knocked out. Not half, but chunks of the lighthouse are blowing up and everything. And in the morning, they wake up, recover consciousness, and so Gruner's going around killing the maimed creatures that are left. And friend, he sees one that she has jewelry on. And he's like, Christ, these are civilized. So they start fighting again. There's a lot of fighting between them during this movie. They're not exactly buddies. And yeah, he's like, we can't be doing this anymore. And yeah, like the one that's a pet, like she was used as bait to call them in by singing. And then she's escaped. She's nowhere to be seen. And it's like, yeah, it's bad. So friend is walking on a beach, and he sees a youngling play. He's been doing some carving, and he leaves this like present. There's these kind of like rock circles that like some art or something. I don't know whether it's like a religious thing that they do, the creatures, but there's these rock circles. And he puts a little boat that he's made into this circle. And so then he's on the beach, and he sees a youngling, one of the children, playing with it. And then the pet, like she comes out, and he's like pleading with her. And then more of these are coming out of the water. And then Gruner's there, he's like shooting the gun for him to get away. And friend is like, no, this is a truce. But Gruner's that fucked. He's tapped, he's not having it. And he runs up to Lighthouse, gets a flare gun. He actually shoots and kills this young child, which is pretty shitty. And then friend goes into kind of like, they're just fighting, and then Gruner's almost gonna kill him. He's got this axe, and then there's the revelation because friend found like this trunk, and it's actually a photo of Gruner with his wife, and he realizes that he was the weatherman. He's not the lighthouse keeper, and yeah. It's kind of like, he's like, this is not you, you're not a killer. And he kind of, moment of clarity from all these months, probably years, have been on his own. It's like, he just steps outside to be killed by the creatures. Obviously, he killed a child and they want revenge. And that's where we have it. And then towards the end of the film, we have another boat coming. There's a period of time. And it's a new weatherman, and they get to the lighthouse, and they see Gruner. It's not Gruner, it's friend, but they believe him to be Gruner, and he's all weird and how he's acting, and it's kind of like a cycle. But I guess the cycle will be different because they don't. I guess how it was going on, that there was no fighting anymore between them, but it's they're just kind of how the film was made. They did it to be like a cycle, so. It's the weatherman turns into the lighthouse keeper, then the new weatherman comes again. And that's kind of going through the movie. This looked great. Like I said, the setting on this one is very grey. Everything is grey. And you have these like flashes of light with explosions and stuff like that. But it looks really cool. It's really, I like the cinematography. I like the creatures. They look great. Yeah, I think that's enough. I kind of just gone through the whole movie. I really enjoyed it. I actually streamed this one on Tubi or something like that. I can't remember now. But you can. I think there's a blue of this. I mean, I've seen DVDs of it on Amazon, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there'll be a blue of this one. I probably will pick this up, actually. It's quite an enjoyable movie. Yeah, and it's one that I recommend. So anyway, that's the end of the review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye-bye.